Hey everybody, and welcome back to our channel. So today is something new. So we never did a reaction video, so today is our first time actually doing a reaction. Today we're going to be reacting to Earth Mama Medicine, and I'm pretty sure y'all heard a lot about this, her transitioning back into, you know, eating meat again. Yeah, so we've seen a couple of reactors react to this, and we thought it would be a good idea to react to this because this is the newest it's like a trend now.
They got their profits off this little, as they say, fad or whatever. Yeah. And then they gone.
So all these YouTubers now are just transitioning right back to their old lifestyle, and everyone's blaming it on the vegan diet. And so we wanted to debunk this. This is going to be like the first of many. There's a lot of older ones that we could touch on. If you guys want to see like us react to like old stories like the Miley Cyrus, you know, a couple other YouTubers, but we didn't really want to touch on it because it was old. So but if y'all want to see it, we'll do that. But if not, we'll just react to like all the newer ex-vegans coming out, and you know, veg news, and you know, just other things that we can react to. So let us know in the comments down below. So we're gonna start.
Peace, peace, beautiful beings. I hope you are all doing well. Today is a big video. It's a video that I have wanted to make for a while. And when I share things on Instagram, like breakfast I'm eating or little tips and tricks of nutrition or anything, I'm getting lots and lots of questions on, can you talk about veganism again? Why aren't you speaking about veganism these days? Have you transitioned? If so, why did you transition away from veganism? All the questions and many more. And so it's overdue that I sit down and have a little chat with all of you around veganism and plant-based diets and why, yes, I have transitioned away from a vegan diet and I'm now consuming animal foods. After about almost 5 years of strict veganism, things started to shift for me. I think I was 25 at the time when we were done living in the van and I moved into my mother's house. Some of you remember that when Matt and I moved in with my mom, and my hormones or my adrenal glands, my stress response, something started to switch and I started to get this insane cystic acne all over my face.
So I have something to say on that part as far as her saying that, you know, breaking out, like, it's normal to break out. You don't, when you break out, it's not all the time have to do with food. Sometimes it might be because of stress levels can break you out. It might be because your pillows, you gotta change your sheets and your pillows on your mattress and stuff, because bacteria and germs can get on your face. It doesn't always have to do with food. And people don't realize that you can be having a breakout because you're a reaction to a product that you were using. So different things like that. So I don't know why people always put acne with food.
First and foremost. So when your body doesn't feel safe, it's going to start doing all sorts of things. When you're starving yourself, you're doing these yo-yo diets, you're doing this keto stuff, this intermittent fasting. Remember when I did so much intermittent fasting? It was not helping me. It was backfiring on me 100% because my blood sugar was flip-flopping. My body's going into this emergency mode thinking that it's starving, which causes insulin resistance, which means when I do consume food after so many hours of not eating throughout sleep, 12 hours, you know, not eating when I first wake up until noon or something crazy like that, or 1 o'clock, my body's in emergency mode. My cortisol is straight through the roof, which is their stress hormone. My adrenal glands, which regulate your cortisol, are very stressed out and they can't process sugar like they're supposed to. My liver's stressed out as well. So your body is essentially in haywire. I can explain this in a nerdier way, but I'm speaking in layman terms here so that you can just understand what I was beginning to understand. And I went to holistic nutrition school, but I'm totally not an expert, you all. I am learning every day something new, and there's always going to be contradicting information. You can Google that steak is good for you and steak is toxic. Broccoli is good for you. Cruciferous vegetables actually cause hormone imbalance. This and that and this and that. You're always going to find contradicting information depending on what you're looking for. So I had to really just make a decision and decide to try, just to try. So I got to that point where I was like, okay, Valadia, no more intermittent fasting. I'm going to start supporting my body for my hormones.
Intermittent fasting, first of all, you have to do it right. You have to know what you're doing and you have to do it right. You cannot intermittent fast and then go in and jump in and start eating junk food. or start eating unhealthy food. You gotta think about it. Your body is going through a fast, breaking your fast. She's not doing it right. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to go in with like a smoothie. Drink a glass of water to coat your stomach. Drink some tea, or go in with something light like some fruit, maybe some salad. But you never, like, you're not supposed to. And I had a lot of bad experiences when I intermittent fast and then I broke it wrong. I would just like intermittent fast and then break it with like some avocado toast and like a big breakfast. And then I noticed I start like feeling, you know, dizzy or a little lightheaded. And then it made my blood sugar go crazy. And then I started like eating more throughout the day because I didn't do it right. So if you break your fast right and slowly work your way into it, to eat a larger meal, then it'll work better. So a lot of people don't do that. So that, I think that's one of her problems. She wasn't doing it right when she did intermittent fasting, because there's a lot of great benefits, and it helps you fight off sicknesses. It helps you break up body fat. So if you do it right, it's a lot of good benefits to it. So I disagree with her about the intermittent fasting.
But I'm speaking in layman terms here so that you can just understand what I was beginning to understand. And I went to holistic nutrition school, but I'm totally not an expert, you all. I am learning every day something new, and there's always going to be contradicting information. You can Google that steak is good for you and steak is toxic. Broccoli is good for you. Cruciferous vegetables actually cause hormone imbalance. This and that and this and that. You're always going to find contradicting information depending on what you're looking for. So I had to really just make a decision and decide to try, just to try. So I got to that point where I was like, okay, Valadia, no more intermittent fasting. I'm going to start supporting my body for my hormones. So the first thing I did was get my gut tested. And after getting my gut tested, I realized, holy moly, this is what's happening. I used a test called Viome, V-I-O-M-E. It's I wouldn't endorse the brand myself, actually. I've shared about the brand before. Now I probably would say there are other brands out there that you can use for a gut test, and I actually will be reviewing one coming up soon, so if you want to wait on that, you can. But I just recommend getting your gut tested, because what the test told me was all the great bacteria I had, all of the bad bacteria I had, way more bad bacteria that was feeding off of the sugars and the things I was serving myself. Foods that are your strength foods, foods that are your weakness foods, foods that you should be avoiding. Why did I have a long list of vegetables that I should be avoiding? And why did I have a great list, pretty long list, a substantial list of animal foods that I should be integrating for my specific gut bacteria?
I just want to touch on the part when she talked about the company, Viome, and she had stated that she wouldn't endorse the company. So I went ahead and looked up the company to see exactly, you know, why would you put your new diet, or why would you transition back to the diet that you once had, off of, you know, she made a decision off of, you know, getting a gut test from this company, and then went ahead and said that she wouldn't endorse the company. So upon looking up the company, the Better Bureau only gave the company 1 star because of all the negative comments that people left about the company. So, and this company started 2016, around the same time, you know, she became vegan. So there's only 5 years. So just like she's not an expert at, you know, veganism as she claims, this company is clearly not an expert at, you know, testing gut. So any answer that they gave her as far as the foods that she should consume and foods that she shouldn't consume is only worth 1 star. So I want to put my livelihood on, you know, something I can make a drastic change. Cause Tina know I always look at reviews off of one star. Like, there's a lot of people, especially on the Better Bureau, that's something that's legit, you feel me, that you can really like, you can follow and like listen to. That, like, all right. So yeah, just want to touch on that. That company is not legit as far as telling you what foods is good for your gut. They only got 1 star. And yeah, that's why she said she just want to look into other gut places, and you know, she's gonna do other tests. Yeah, let's see what else she's talking about. Let's see what she said the company states that she should eat and shouldn't eat.
So it was telling me that I need to include eggs, that I need to include butter, that I need to include fish and others. So I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do? And at that point, I was very much so vegan for health, for the environment, and for the animals. Like, how could I do this? How could I betray them? How could I, how? There's gotta be another way, but I didn't find another way. I just decided to try. So the first day of trying, I think I cooked some food with butter. I felt good. And then the next time I tried, maybe a couple weeks later, Matt and I decided to buy eggs. We were so afraid. I'll never forget that day, like being in the store and feeling like I was stealing just by like having eggs in my cart. Like, is everybody watching me? Buying the eggs.
So that means she knows what she's doing is wrong. Why she had to like act weird about putting eggs in her cart and everything like that? Because like, if you know it's something wrong, then why are you doing it?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So if you knew that it was right to do, you wouldn't feel that type of way. You just put it in your cart like it's nothing.
You're like, ah.
Exactly.
With confidence, you know, but at the end of the
You're
day,
unsure. That's what it means.
Huh?
So you didn't think it all the way through.
But they also, if you go to, when it comes to like, what is that company? World Health Organization. We go on their website, they list meat as class 1 carcinogenic. Yeah. So it's just as bad as tobacco. So, but in our, like I said, in our America Health Association, all that, they always promote meat for your diet, and you know, not so much promoting vegetables and fruit. So again, this company can be endorsed by these companies that want you to eat more meat.
And of course, organic, free range, pasture range, the best eggs that we could possibly buy from the store. And of course, now we have our own chickens, so they really are the best eggs we could possibly be consuming. But at that time, the best eggs we can get our hands on. Tried the eggs. And after weeks and weeks of eating butter and eggs, just the butter and eggs, my freaking face started clearing up. I noticed that my stress levels, just because I was eating a little bit more balanced, my blood sugar levels, because I started testing myself, my blood sugar levels were evening out. I was no longer intermittent fasting. I was eating as soon as I woke up in the morning, which is also very important for everyone, but especially the women's body, the woman's body, hormones. If you're dealing with PCOS, stop skipping breakfast. Eat breakfast. Eat. If you're not hungry in the morning, you can go hours and hours without eating in the morning. That's not a good sign, actually. It shouldn't be worn as a badge of honor. It's a sign that your hormones are off. But we can talk about that in another video because I've been making a lot of notes about a video for PCOS coming up soon. To reel it back in, I started to heal. My face started getting better. And I was so happy.
Let's talk about this video. Let them know why you shouldn't eat early in the morning. At what times? Why intermediate fast is good for you.
So you shouldn't eat early in the morning because basically, okay, so whatever you ate the previous day before, your body is fighting, breaking down that food. Remember, our bodies take a long time to digest food, especially people that eat meat. They take even longer, a way longer time. But yeah, our bodies are fighting, you know, whether it's sicknesses, viruses, and it's fighting and breaking down all the food that you ate the previous day. So if you're just getting up eating and you just ate previously, like say you ate 8 or 9 o'clock at night, or even 7, and then you eat soon as you get up in the morning, and then it's like, where has your body had time to break up the food? It haven't. And that's why sometimes people walk around feeling sluggish and tired, and they might eat like a big breakfast and then go to school or go to work. I know, like, it was probably like, if you eat a big breakfast, I know, like, back then, like when I went to school and stuff, sometimes I would be tired in the morning in the classroom, and I couldn't really think because I already had, like, you know, a big breakfast, morning breakfast.
Because
that's what we all thought. We all thought, like, eating a big breakfast, that's what we were taught. You know, breakfast is, what did they say? That quote? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Yeah, most important meal.
And then people would eat and then go to work and everything, be tired and feeling sluggish, and then they just slap it down with some coffee, but they're really tired, but they just have coffee to make them feel awake.
It was a marketing tactic, you know, to the dairy industry.
So, she's wrong about that as far as, like, that's stupid. Why would you eat first thing is getting up? You did not even give your body time to break previous food that you ate. You're not giving your body enough time to break it down. So, like, I don't know what she's talking about.
And I know a lot of people, and I'm not gonna go deep into it because I'm not, that's not my religion, but a lot of religions have fasting. They believe in fasting, and they've been doing it for hundreds of thousands of years. So something that was bad for you, I don't think religious people, again, I'm not speaking of my religion, I don't think they will be doing something that's bad for you. They do it for sacred reasons and reasons, like she said, to give your body time to cleanse. Healing. Give your body time to cleanse because they know that that's what it does. You feel me? So.
Also, if she was fasting and wasn't taking, like, the herbs and drinking enough water, That's another thing what people mess up too when they fast. They feel weak and tired, and they feel hungry, and they might feel hungry, but they're not hungry. They wasn't drinking enough water, and they didn't take enough herbs to satisfy their body. So that's another thing that people do wrong when they're intermittent fasting.
You should have been taking that CMOS.
After several weeks of butter and eggs and feeling much better, I decided to get my gut tested again.
I just want to touch back on that company again. How do we know who this company is endorsed by? Company can be endorsed by like Tyson. I mean, I don't want to say names, but it can be endorsed by a big company because they know, veganism is getting big and they're losing money. So
Yeah.
let's you know what I mean, they could be endorsed by this company and just to have more people, consume
The meat and dairy company.
to consume more meat and things like that because and also how many you gotta do your research on this company, which it would be hard for me or anybody to do research, but how many people did they say, oh, you should eat more vegetables, so you should eat less meat? Or was every result, you should eat more meat, more butter, more this, more that? You feel me? Like, what was the test results for majority of the people? I want to know that.
And things had evened out. The bacteria was evening out. The foods that I was to avoid, that list got shorter because my gut health was getting stronger. My cortisol levels, my stress hormones, everything started to balance out. I couldn't believe it. So after getting that second gut health test, I said, all right, I'm gonna follow this one again. This time, I'm gonna integrate some meat. And the reason why I decided to integrate some meat, I'll tell you right now a little bit of the science. Not all protein is created equal. I repeat, not all protein is created equal. Vegans, this is where you're gonna get a little mad at me, but this is the truth according to what I've learned. It is not enough for a food to just contain protein. You need to be able to digest that protein, and you need to be able to absorb that protein. And this is where the problem comes in with plants. Plants like nuts, seeds, and grains, and soy, and beans, yes, they contain protein, but the very nature of these plants, when we look at them scientifically, is to resist digestion. So we cannot absorb the protein. It is not bioavailable to the human body.
So that's where I get mad right here. This is the reason why Tina and I decided to do this video. Because this is the first person that's well known on YouTube as vegan that's no longer vegan. These people are huge influencers, Influencers mean that you have influence on people, People, we're all followers, for the most part. That's how society works. A group of people, following each other. So now her making that statement, a lot of people that probably once was vegan, maybe because of her, gonna no longer be vegan. Or maybe people that's looking to be vegan, like, yeah, I'm thinking about being vegan. They all hype about it, then they come to her, someone that was, well known, and the decision might be, made off them. Which it shouldn't be the case. And I know I shouldn't say that because we ourselves are influencers and we're trying to influence people to be healthy, which is, obviously the best thing to do, but people need to make their own decisions at the end of the day. I feel as though people shouldn't be easily influenced. When you listen to us, I want people should go back and do their own research, and when you do your research, you'll see that everything we're saying is correct. So in the future, you'll know that, hey, for the most part, for the most part, Peace Love Vegan always give me accurate information, so I can listen to what they're saying. So everything we say, you can go back, listen to it, see for yourself that a vegan diet is better for your health than eating meat, and all the negative effects of meat, what it does to your body. I'm saying diet is the number one reason for death around the whole world, and it's not a coincidence that that as you look at history, the more people consume meat, the more people are dying and living less, not living as long. So the life expectancy is not as long as it used to be. So, and again, meat consumption. So you gotta look at things like that. So let's get back to the video.
Yeah, wait, I want to touch on a little bit what you were saying as far as like we are giving y'all accurate, valuable information, and at the end of the day, like, we feel like everything will work for everybody. So if y'all following us and y'all are interested in being on a vegan diet, then yes, keep following us. But like, everything doesn't work for everybody, because there's other people out there who teach alkaline diet. There's other people out there who teach whole food plant-based diet, where they just eat straight raw foods, whole foods, but it's raw. So maybe the standard regular vegan diet won't work for you. Even I'll say even some junk food vegans, we don't recommend it, but some people are made to be junk food vegans. See, we had a lot of those on YouTube, and they're thriving off of it. So like every diet, I do agree with some of what she's saying as far as everything won't work for everybody. So we are teaching you how to eat like a whole foods plant-based diet. We kind of follow a little bit of everything.
Like the basics.
We follow like a little bit of everything. So we're just recommending, you know, we're about conscious eating. That's what we're about. So teach you how to eat consciously.
Eat to live, don't live to
So that's one part, like I said, I agree with her about as far as like everything will work for everybody. But I feel like she could have tried a little bit harder instead of just going back straight to eating animals.
She didn't try hard enough.
Yeah, I feel like she didn't try hard enough.
But like she was saying, everybody, and that's a great point for me. Everybody, and I believe, you know, where you were born at, in like whatever you're, you know, wherever you was born in the world, the foods are like, you know, cultural foods. They're cultural foods for a reason. That's the foods that's meant to be eaten for you. So that's why maybe some people can eat cauliflower, and other people are like, yo, cauliflower is bad for, especially like the alkaline diet. They don't, you know, recommend cauliflower, and you know, but some people can thrive off cauliflower, and you know, it depends on the person. You feel me? That's how we kind of, you know, that's what we think, that's what we believe in. And it makes a lot of sense. Like, if you think about just animals in themselves, animals only eat things in their habitat. They're not, they're adapted, so they're not going out to another, you know what I mean, another city or state finding their food. They're hunting food in their area. You know what I'm saying? So
some people like will thrive off of, because a lot of people might get on raw vegans, but it might work for them because maybe their ancestors ate raw, so that'll work for them. Or people who are alkaline, straight alkaline food, their ancestors ate like that, so it works for them. Yeah. So that's what I think it is. I mean, I guess maybe some cavemen years and thousands of years ago probably ate meat because they were cavemen. So maybe it do work for some people, maybe, but. Not everybody, I don't think it works for everybody.
But not the meat nowadays stuff.
Yeah, it's so like, it's a different kind of meat.
And then even like, and then Tina's like, yo, people want to say they got like organic meat, things like that. But how is anything organic nowadays as far as meat? Think about where are they going to really
we
find?
We really have organic plants.
Like it's rare, like it's hard to find organic plants. So how do they find organic animal? Like, so I get it, maybe they stop feeding this animal, they stop getting this animal, like, injections, stuff like that. But the animal came from an animal that probably got ejected and things like that. So, somewhere in this DNA and genetics is there. Even if it's a little bit, it's still there. Like, because all food that's organic is still sprayed with chemicals, not as much. That's the thing about organic food. People think, what is organic? It has nothing on it. No, it's not as much. So, it's probably like 0.3% on it. But it's still something on there. Because certain bugs and stuff is going to eat at the food and it's going to destroy it, so they got to protect their crops, so they just spray a teeny bitty in a certain kind, but it's something even on organic food, fruits and vegetables.
Yep.
Now, of course, there are ways we can change it. Preparation of these foods changes the way our bodies digest them. Genetics changes the way that our bodies digest them, which is another reason why I totally recommend getting your gut health tested, because we cannot all follow the same rules. Impossible. And most importantly, the state of your body will determine how you digest these foods. So after 5 years of veganism, my body was not absorbing and assimilating and synthesizing these plants in a good way at all. And things were starting to go haywire, which is why now I can confidently say veganism can be great for you if you're trying it out for whatever reasons, but I don't recommend vegan diets for anyone long-term, especially women. So not only are animal proteins easier to digest, much easier in the human body, but they contain preformed vitamins and nutrients. So cows have 3 stomachs. So when they eat all of this greenery, that's why they have those 3 stomachs to really process. It takes an incredible amount of processing. Have you ever noticed when you eat a big bowl of cruciferous vegetables or a big salad, you're bloated, you have all of this gas in your stomach because our stomachs aren't designed to process that much plant material like an animal is.
Like, she just answered her own problem right then and there. She said, you ever ate a big bowl of salad? Stop being greedy. First thing. Moderation is key, and stop being greedy. And like I said, that's what it is. Everything was big. If you know that if I eat, like I was telling Tina earlier, you know you're only supposed to eat 10 beans, make you bloated, eat 7. Because obviously the 10 beans that make you bloated is bad for you, and that's what your body telling you, so eat them 7, 6, 5 beans. Don't just, I'm not eating no beans at all. I'm done with beans. Because every time I eat 10 beans, my stomach hurts. It's 10 beans is the problem. And her problem was eating too much vegetables. Take a big bowl grease, eat a small bowl. There we go. And then she could have spread it out in moderation. Like, all right, I'm eating this salad right here, and an hour later, I'm eating a little bit more. And then something like that. That's what you're supposed to do. Spread your food out. There you go, right there.
So we get those nutrients from those plants through the animal because the animal has processed them for us. So you're getting bioavailable vitamin A. The vitamin A that you're getting out of carrots is not bioavailable to the human body, but retinol, the vitamin A that you're getting from beef and from other animal, from organs, meats specifically, and very importantly, like liver, that is bioavailable and highly nutritive to the human body. Oh my God, when I started taking, I think even before I ate my first chunk of meat, because I was terrified, it took me weeks and months, I started taking liver pills. And the amount of energy and rejuvenation I felt from just a week of taking liver pills every day was incredible. Absolutely incredible. Try it. Just try it for yourself and comment below. If you've taken liver pills and you felt it, comment below. I want to know if I know I'm not the only one actually, because I have many friends who benefit from liver pills and many friends, especially through pregnancy, that's their only supplement that they take is liver pills. You're getting your taurine, you're getting your vitamin D3, your B vitamins, carnosine, creatine, vitamin K2. When women don't eat animal foods, they often see issues in detoxification and metabolism, which looks like acne, hair loss, inability to lose weight, irritability, blood sugar issues like I was having, hypothyroidism, gut issues, which is what I was having, PMS, foggy thinking. Yes, PMS is not normal. We shouldn't be feeling this huge imbalance right before we get our cycles of irritability and angriness and acne and all of that. That's not normal. That's a sign of hormonal imbalance and some issues. And a lot of this can be fixed by animal foods and healthy fats that come from animal foods. Please don't let butter scare you. But I'll put videos in the description about why saturated fats are actually very great for the human body in so many ways, and actually what made big pharma and all sorts of media outlets and what was in for the food industry to start marketing saturated fats as unhealthy, because it's a big, long rabbit hole to jump down. But I guarantee you, you will feel better cooking your food with butter and lard than you will cooking your food with Crisco and corn oil.
Did she just say lard and what? And Crisco?
No, she said lard is better. She said you'll feel
lard
better.
and something else.
Whatever something else was, I heard it, is better than Crisco and corn oil. So that means she wasn't even vegan, healthy. Like, she wasn't even like consciously. She couldn't like.
So why would she name the 2 worst oils? She didn't say nothing about avocado oil. She didn't, which is a fatty oil. She didn't say anything about olive oil. She didn't say anything about grapeseed oil. But she mentioned the 2 worst oils that you could possibly use.
But she said.
What's the point of saying it? Why say Crisco? Like why is that the first oil you say? That's. So lard is better than cooking Crisco. Yes, it's better than Crisco.
It is.
Yeah, but it's probably not. But I know it's not better than avocado oil. So why not name the healthier oil? So I see what she did.
She's trying to be slick. She's trying to be slick.
Let me share a little bit of insight. A lot of the vegan ideology is set up around that superficial set of ethics, which is protecting animals, the environment, wildlife. But all of that really falls apart when you look below the surface. A meatless diet is not a bloodless diet. Many animals lose their lives in the process of farming vegetables. Birds and butterflies are poisoned by the chemicals. Rabbits and mice are run over by tractors. Vast fields of monocropped vegetables displace the animals that once lived on that native land. I'm gonna read you something that I read online from a registered dietitian. Her name is Diana Rogers. She says, what is the most moral way to eat? If you're truly looking to cause the least harm to animals, be the most sustainable and ethically responsible with your food consumption, then your lens has to open a bit to include some other questions. If you know that animals will die for your Soylent, is it okay to drink it? If you know that the spraying of non-organic bananas also means schools and local homes are also sprayed with toxic chemicals, causing incredible illness and birth defects, is it still okay to eat them? Is it okay to eat tomatoes when you don't know who's harvested them? If you knew that a 12-year-old girl had worked a 12-hour day instead of going to school so that you could have red tomatoes in January, are tomatoes more virtuous and cleaner than lamb? If you don't see blood or bones in your plastic wrapped package of chicken, does that make it easier for you to eat? Is white meat cleaner to eat? Are birds less of an animal than a cow? Is it okay to eat eggs from a confined chicken? Are almond milk from a plantation that's lifeless except for those almonds, but not okay to eat the meat from a cow that has spent its entire life on a pasture? Which process allows for the animals to live a better life? Which system is better to support? Until we begin to ask better questions, we will not see better solutions. If you equate the life of a rabbit or squirrel as equal to that of a cow and are truly looking to kill the least amount of lives to feed your own, then I would argue that killing one cow that lived on a pasture is actually causing less death than the number of animal lives that are lost by modern row cropping techniques. The diet of least harm may actually require eating large herbivores, red meat. Removing animals from our food system could cause more harm than good. Here's why. The connection between nutrition and ecosystem health is starting to make some headway into mainstream media, right? However, we've allowed corporate interest, big food, flawed science, clickbait media, and naive celebrities to steer us away from what a truly nutrient-dense, ethical, and sustainable and regenerative food system really is. The mantra that all meat is bad influences how we're training dietitians, shaping our dietary guidelines, designing school lunch policies, and funding nutrition-related research. Meat is being vilified as causing cancer, heart disease, diabetes, yet there are literally no solid studies to back this up. Meanwhile, Silicon Valley has invested millions in highly processed meat alternatives with the assumption that engineering our proteins in factories will be a better alternative to something nature has already figured out: grazing animals, restoring land, while converting cellulose into protein. The truth is, well-managed cattle are the unlikely heroes of this story. Removing animals from our food system could do more harm than good. It's not the cow, it's the how. I 100% recommend watching this documentary called Kiss the Ground that talks about regenerative farming and how vegans are not saving the world by being vegans at all. You're not. By switching from your meat burger to your veggie burger, you really haven't done anything to save the overflow of carbon that's happening in the world. It's going to talk about regenerative farming. It's going to talk about the big businesses, the big corporations that are hitting one button and causing so much more destruction than you possibly could by eating your burger, and how regenerative farming and sustainable farming using these cattle is one of the huge answers to saving our planet. Oh, we've gone really deep down the rabbit hole, haven't we? So hey, if you would like me to do some sort of a Q&A or a follow-up video to this after I go through and read your comments and we have healthy, loving debate or discussion, if you would like, then I will. We can talk about this even deeper. I'm totally open for speaking and learning and going through the journey, but I thought it was important for me to sit down and just discuss this because I was getting a lot of messages from people, and especially women, who were eating vegan because of my videos. And when I started to share that I was eating eggs on Instagram and, you know, cheese and butter and all different things, women were saying, hey, well, I was vegan because you are. So can you please tell me why you're not vegan anymore? Because maybe there's something I should learn. So here I am sharing the information in hopes that if you were experiencing any of those symptoms I was talking about, PMS, irritability, foggy mind, hypothyroidism, acne, inability to lose weight, maybe, and you're with the vegan life, perhaps it's time for you to consider going another route. and getting your gut tested is a wonderful way to do that. I will be sharing a little bit about what I've been eating these days. That's coming up next. And yeah, I thought it was important for me to share all of this with you because I'm not going to be one of those channels that lies to you. As you could see, I stopped making what I eat in a day videos. I stopped talking about food really in general at all because I wanted to just experience it for myself. I stopped being vegan right before I got pregnant. I don't even know how pregnant women go through pregnancies vegan. I wouldn't recommend it at all. And I'm going to share in the description a ton of resources of things, of podcasts I've listened to, videos I've watched. And this is from functional medicine doctors, researchers, people that I trust that has helped me come to the conclusion. Because, so, you know, none of this is coming just off the top of my head. And I want you, if you want to really dive deep on the nerdy science of it all, to have resources. So those are going to be below in the description for you. And yeah, I love you vegans. I love you everyone, no matter what you decide to fuel yourself with. I feel so much better eating intuitively, eating ancestrally, eating foods, animal foods that I get from local farms. I eat my own eggs from my chickens here. I butcher my chickens here and I eat chicken from the chickens that I've raised. I get pasture raised beef, butter that has been pasture raised, organic with no hormones and antibiotics in it. I order raw butter and raw milk from local farms and farms online. I'll also put some information below if you're looking for raw dairy. That can be a whole nother video. But if you're going to consume dairy, I highly recommend consuming raw dairy because all the dairy that we find online is pasteurized. And they do that to keep it safe, but that's a whole other thing. If you consume raw dairy and it benefits you and you like it, comment below. Let's start a thread. Talk all about it, please. Let's make this an informational hub for everyone to go down to the comments and to learn because, oh God, that's a whole other thing I can go down. But when we're not heating up this milk to high temperatures to kill off any potential bacteria, you're losing all the good stuff, all the nutrients. So when you're drinking this milk from the store, it's not doing anything for you. It's not. So if I'm not drinking raw dairy that I've ordered specifically from a local farm, I'm drinking organic oat milk because I'm not drinking the dairy that's coming out of the store. Absolutely not. So yeah, I think this video is getting a bit long, but you got the gist of what I wanted to say. And I'll have a lot more follow-up content for you if you'd like. I'll see you in the comments. Peace and love to you all, okay? I hope you're doing well. Let's take a deep breath together. There's a lot of information to digest, right? One more. Loosen up that jaw. All right. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
Is doing anything for your period?
So all I gotta say is, as she's saying this, right? She don't know
you
about
could tell
milk.
she was never vegan.
No,
I mean, never really truly vegan.
Yeah, that too.
How are you able to kill a chicken?
Yeah, that too. That's
crazy.
She wasn't. Yeah, you can't. How can you go from being vegan for 5 years, love an animal, to just killing that dog and chopping its head off? That's what you have to do. But I just want to touch on, as she talking about, milk is so good for you, and there's so much benefits for you. Cow milk. She's breastfeeding her child. Like, so she's not giving her child cow milk like the cow that give the calf. She's giving her baby breast milk from a human, because humans supposed to drink, you know, if you're going to drink human milk, you feel me? Not no, and if you're going to drink milk that's not from, obviously plant milk is the next best source, but not milk for cow. That's for their babies. You know, that's why they have it. Like I said, as she's doing this talking, she's, you know, breastfeeding her child. Guess there's no benefits of it.
I'm drinking organic oat milk because I'm not drinking the dairy that's coming out of the store. Absolutely not. So yeah, I think this video is getting a bit long, but you got the gist of what I wanted to say. And I'll have a lot more follow-up content for you if you'd like. I'll see you in the comments. Peace and love to you all, okay? I hope you're doing well. Let's take a deep breath together. There's a lot of information to digest, right? One more.
I know how you eat chicken. That chicken.
Loosen up that jaw. All right. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Boxes contain more.
Okay, y'all. So that was it. We gave y'all our reaction. We seen a lot of reactions to this, and yeah, everybody hopefully gave her good information, and hopefully maybe she'll think about it. But I if she can't stick to any of the things that she talked about, I guarantee maybe she won't stick to this too. She'll find something wrong with this. So, you know, let her continue on with that, and I guarantee she's gonna quit that too. But so what do you get from the video?
I got just a lot of, you know, excuses, and it's just weird that for 5 years she was really like kind of thriving on a vegan diet or whatever, and she got all this information, and it just changed. Her everything that she learned, you know, 5 years, it went out the window within whatever, a year, because her child is still being breastfed, so the baby doesn't like a year old yet. So within like a year, everything that she learned in 5 years went out the window. So whatever she was learning in them 5 years was keeping her to be vegan, yet it's everything, just like I said, just got erased within that year. So what was she learning within that 5 years that kept her with that diet, or kept her being alkaline? What was all that information about? And was the information accurate because she was going by, or she was telling people about the information? So I'm just understanding how she was so into being vegan for 5 years, and she believed everything into it. And even in one video, she was saying it was the junk food that was causing a breakout, and now she want to say it's the vegan food entirely that's causing a breakout. This don't make sense. Sound like excuses. And you know, now that she gotta, you know, some people just do things for, you know, a look or a follow. You know, some people put on a certain look, and you know, and we're going to touch on that later on. You know, we definitely gonna touch on that. So.
All right, y'all. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more reaction videos and other videos we have coming up for y'all. And we'll see y'all in our next video.
Like I always say, dare to be vegan. Peace.